why it's been a problem to make Highschool Dxd, but essentially really why it's a problem to make Highschool Dxd in general. Now if you know this series I have, you notice that the title is a little bit different. The reason's pretty simple. Eventually season 5 will come out. I think most fans that are close tuned into the anime can understand that this will eventually happen. After this, it's kind of more or less telling you what are the problems moving forward with the series, because until Highschool Dxd is able to finish all 25 volumes. So each year you can kind of get an understanding, just come back to this video, of what's the problem, why are we having to wait so long, to give you the pros and the cons of continuing the series. So a complete story, alright? Because I don't know if you know this, but I try to talk about what goes on behind your favorite animes and to give you quotes and the information from the people who directly make the anime and tell you what they're saying. Now, if you like this kind of content, make sure to leave me a like down below, and let's try to set a like goal for 500 likes. Also, let me down below in the comment section who's your best girl for the series. A for Rias, B for Akano, C for Asia, D for Kanako/Genovia, so you get 2 here. And lastly, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you do, comment I subscribe, and I'll make sure to comment back to you. And make sure to watch this video to the end. Now, review. Issa Hudo is your run-of-the-mill pervert who does nothing productive with his life, and is constantly dreaming about having his own harem one day. Things seem to be looking up for him when he gets to go on a date with a very beautiful girl, although she turns out to be a fallen angel who brutally kills him afterwards. However, he gets a second chance at life when a beautiful senior student, Rias Gremory, forms him into a devil, making him a servant, embarking now on an adventure to raise the favor of the House of Gremory and to be a high-ranking devil and to someday have his own harem. I know a lot of people say there's no plot to the show, but there is. And if you don't believe me, then say so in the comments, alright? So I can call you out when I make this video. The show has an A and B plot structure, where in A, we have the harem comedy aspect of Issei making funny jokes and fan service. Then there's the B plot points where you dive into the actual realm of the demons, angel battles, and the expanding world that each season brings, being the battle between these sides, the fallen angels, the white dragon, the ranking games, and other parts of mythology, that being Norse, wizards, vampires, etc., right? With the final episode being a combination to then expand to the next season. Unlike Danmachi, where I literally get on it for kind of resetting after the end of each season, DxD likes to actually expand from the next season. I can already hear the Danmachi fan voice typing in the comment section. We all know there have been a number of franchises that try to imitate, that being Testament Sister, So I Can't Play High, Trinity 7, Mocking Key, Strike the Blood, Freezing. Highschool Dxd season 1 through 3 have some of the best animation, even though it has a very outdated art style, and it has great comedic one-liners and quotes. The show has the best fan service, that being because it's very over the top, but being very digestible. And for example of this, it's basically able to have close to an 8 out of 10 scoring in a very PG-like market, with having a forgettable plot. This shows just how good it is by itself. I think the best harem overall is consensual, but before that, you could have made the argument for How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. But DxD is able to stand out a decade later with a very comparable scoring to both of these animes, with it actually kind of being better than Girlfriend, even though it's giving up on having the usual anime standards of dialogue, plot structure, and back and forth romantic interest. It's a goated harem. I think we can all agree that the DxD lineup is all time. By far the sexiest anime of all time, not even a question. But with it genuinely having a great cast. The Highschool Dxd cast is a known award-winning English dub, which I think by itself says something. English dubs do not win awards, but this one did, as well as having pretty solid music all around. The soundtrack is good, with it having kind of a more of a jazz or classical theme to it. Blu-rays. If you're up to date in the anime industry, then you understand that there's been a lot of changes in the last 5 years of making anime. And really, ever since streaming came into play, this is good and bad, but you don't have to take it from me. We'll take it from an actual film producer in the anime industry, Satoshi Matanaga, who's known for the first season of Dead Alive, Testament of the Sister, Redo Healer, The World's Finest Assassin, and 2018's Highschool Dxd, which is the latest season of DxD up to this point. He says it like this: with the shift of streaming services, there has been an impact on sales of the series, as each new season of Highschool Dxd, there has been less physical copies being sold. But he also noted that this isn't just a problem exclusively for the mega popular Ichi action series, but as a whole. I think the anime industry as a whole, traditionally about 80% of the revenue came from the Blu Ray sales and DVD sales, but with the shift in the infrastructure, streaming services and websites, and VOD services, it's really fragmented the market. So I'm really feeling the impact of that shift right now. It's kind of a necessity that we shift a lot of that content and and it adds some kind of bonus for the fans to get the uncensored version in the Blu-rays and the DVD releases, which is why that it's accounted for 80% of our sales. I think that is kind of the big draw of the genre itself. Over the years, the production companies have gone down, not up. This is good and bad. Good because that means there's more profit for a particular season, but also bad because that means there's more cost to actually make the anime. And in the beginning, Kodakawa had 5 other companies helping pay for the anime and sharing in the anime success, which for them, that's great. They have a TV station producer, a music, video games, and even the animation from other producers helping them pay for the anime. Now it's gone down to literally just one other producer being the station. So Kodakawa would have to outright pay now the fee to make this anime. Sharing with the TV station, of course, but this isn't really good for them. So season 1 sold 60,246 copies. Those are amazing numbers. Not Naruto Shippuden and freaking the big shonen, but if you're not a shonen and you look at these numbers, that's great. Season 2 of DxD, 56,544. Very good. No one's complaining about those numbers. They're good. Season 3, this is where you see the dip. 37,867. That's a dip, but still a pretty good year. Season 4, the most latest issue of DxD as an anime, 15,662 copies. And the sales for Hero as a whole just tanked. They just tanked. Now, for other series, this is okay, but for DxD, anything below 40k is a problem. This used to be a major factor in how they made money, but them moving away from Blu-rays is a good thing. Even a garbage anime series is able to get another season because they use their fans to help them get that season. If you don't understand, go watch this video and you'll directly understand. Essentially what it comes down to, like in that video and other things, is crowdfunding, Patreons, literally just saying to your fans, hey, give us money to make anime and we'll give you some uncensored content. You know, that type of transaction. According to Oricon, which is basically the stat holder for everything anime related, Highschool Dxd was the 6th top-selling light novel series in Japan for 2012, selling a total of 654,224 units. The first 25 volumes had 4 million copies in print. I think it's fair to say that it's definitely sold a little bit less over the years, but it's still a very high-end light novel series. All time, I'd probably estimate it's around the top 43 to 100 in light novel sales, but off of a light novel selling about basically around 60 million in USD. This is just adding how many copies sold and the average price of books, essentially. Granted, this is on the higher end, not counting the actual distribution and other stuff that goes into making, the books. Still, with all that being said, the creator came out and make it very public that if you want another season of the anime, you're going to have to buy more copies of the light novel, essentially saying we still need more people to buy the light novel. The fact that the creator actually made this pretty public is in of itself very interesting and something that normally doesn't happen, but is a very good sign for it being pretty easy to get another season of anime. They went 1 through 5 essentially before the Bunko Festival, but I assume they're going to keep continuing this until they get enough to get another anime. But under the Fantasia Bunko is not just harems, but other comedy series, Ichi franchises, supernatural light novel franchises that are owned by Kodakawa, which makes what I say a little bit easier. Now, the most recent news up to this point shows that they did not actually talk about or even mention DxD at the Fantasia Bunko Festival, so it's unlikely that we're going to be getting a DxD this year at all, because the Fantasia Bunko is where they always announce the new season of animes. It's the thing owned by Kodakawa that if they're going to say anything, it's going to be there. How I see it is DxD is one of the most profitable franchises on Kodakawa. The only genre outside of it that is more profitable is the isekai genre, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty much like the music industry where these profitable ones are going to be paying for all the failures that happen to come up here and there. To me, DxD looks like they have to help pay for all the ones that don't exactly do so well. That's kind of how it looks like. DxD is the poster child of Fantasia Bunko. The only other franchise that can really say that they're the face of Fantasia Bunko is Data Life. So they cannot let this shit fail in layman's terms. Them coming out with 15k, like I said, is a problem. Because they gotta pay for all these motherfuckers. I saw the lineup for the entirety of the Fantasia Bunko. Most of those projects are not getting continued. There was something I didn't mention right away with light novel sales. It's essentially how much they sold every single time they had a new issue come out, a new volume come out, essentially. And you know how I was saying, basically saying that, they want more people to buy light novels, which, I want the anime to come back out too, so I will do it, but I will just point this out so people understand they're not struggling when it comes to selling light novels. They more or less average around getting 30k a volume. I'm just putting that as a light average. They're not doing 100k like, say, No Game No Life or Sword Art Online, So if you don't have the money to buy the light novel, don't feel pressured to, because they sell a good amount. But if you want to help, that is the best way at the moment. Overall, the anime is a 4 out of 5. Characters are good and have amazing chemistry. The problem is the first season had a level of intensity I don't think any other season can get back. It slowed down the pace of fan service to make room for actual plot-based dialogue, where now it's just goofy. I would say the show has an 80% chance of coming back. Like, Kodakawa is right out telling you they want another season of this, and that's not normal. The light novel is going to continually drop on Weekend Press to get more people to buy the original volume. You can buy it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble as well. Kodakawa is in a position where they can manage without having the series, but still needing it to sell the Fantasia Bunko. I'll give you the link to the Fantasia Bunko so you can try and make a case for any other anime taking priority over it. But I feel like DxD has to pay to help fund these other projects that aren't making it. So that's why they're having to overcompensate when it comes to light novel. I want to see this anime sell 60k no cap. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, and hey, check out this next video. It's a banger.